The house stood alone at the edge of a forgotten road, weathered by decades of wind, rain, and silence. Its windows stared outward like hollow eyes, and its broken porch sagged as if weighed down by secrets. Ivy choked the railings. A rusty swing creaked with every gust of wind, though no child had touched it in over 30 years. And inside that house, under layers of dust, behind a cracked piano panel, lay a story buried so deep that only a creature with instincts beyond words could unearth it. On an otherwise uneventful Tuesday morning, Officer Lucas Crane received a routine dispatch call, an anonymous tip from a local real estate agent who had finally gained access to the long-abandoned Everly property. The agent, spooked by strange noises in the house, reported hearing faint sounds, maybe rats, maybe cats, or maybe someone living inside. The request was simple: check it out, clear the place, sign the report. But what Lucas and his K9 partner Rex found that day was anything but routine. It would tear open the heart of a quiet town and awaken ghosts that had waited far too long to be found. If you believe in second chances, in the power of kindness, or in the undying loyalty of animals, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Pawsitive Tales. Your support helps these untold stories reach hearts that need healing. Lucas had seen his share of darkness. A former city detective turned small-town officer, he came to Chestnut Hollow after a case that nearly destroyed him. It involved a hostage situation in a school where he made the call to enter too late. A little boy lost his life. The media shredded him. The guilt chewed at his soul every night. The only reason he didn't pull the trigger on himself was Rex. Rex had been assigned to him 6 months before that tragedy. A German shepherd bred for scent, trained in search and rescue, Rex had a temperament that made him more than a tool. He was a partner, a silent confidant, a mirror to Lucas's unraveling humanity. During the school incident, Rex was wounded, shot trying to pull a child to safety. While Lucas lay paralyzed with guilt, Rex fought for life. And when Rex finally stood again, tail wagging despite the pain, Lucas decided to fight too. For the dog. For the second chance he didn't think he deserved. The Everly house was their first major call since transferring. As they pulled up, the old estate towered ahead, fenced in by nature and neglect. The paint peeled in chunks, the front door hung loosely on rusted hinges, and the porch steps moaned with every footstep. Rex was calm until the moment they crossed into the foyer. Then he froze. His ears twitched. His nose tilted skyward. And without hesitation, he pulled. They moved room to room. Dust danced in the sunlight, cutting through broken windows. A child's toy truck sat in the corner, untouched, as if frozen in time. Rex bypassed it all, his instincts leading him toward something ancient, yet alive. They reached the living room. A once majestic grand piano loomed in the center, like a ghost of former elegance. Its wood was cracked, keys yellowed and brittle. And that's when Rex stopped. He growled, not aggressively, but with alert. His nose pressed to the baseboard. Lucas knelt down, brushing dust away from a warped wooden panel. The wood was loose. With a slow, breath-held movement, Lucas pried it open. Out tumbled a bundle wrapped in a red, moth-eaten blanket. A child's blanket. Inside were tiny bones. Lucas's world blurred. He dropped to his knees as nausea and horror overwhelmed him. But then something caught his eye. Tucked inside the folds, bound tightly by a weathered ribbon, was a small, cracked leather notebook. A child's handwriting scrawled the first page. "My name is Lily Everly. If you find this, please tell my mommy I tried to be brave." The pages told a heartbreaking tale. Lily had been hiding in the house during a violent home invasion. Her mother had told her to stay quiet and wait near the piano, her favorite place. The piano was their magic place. When the piano plays, everything gets better, Lily had written. She had waited for her mother to return. Days turned to weeks. She rationed food, then scraps, then nothing. She used the piano for warmth, for pretend, for hope. Until her writing faded, and her world went dark. Lucas wept. Rex nuzzled into his side, eyes wide, as if he too could feel the weight of a story that had waited 30 years for someone to listen. An investigation reopened a closed missing persons case. Lily and her mother had disappeared in 1994. Authorities had assumed they fled town during a domestic dispute, but no evidence had ever surfaced. Until now. Until Rex. The small town of Chestnut Hollow was shaken. The local church organized a vigil in Lily's name. The restored piano, rescued from the decaying home, was placed in the town square. And on its side was engraved the words, "For Lily, whose silence sang louder than we ever listened." As the investigation unfolded, Lucas became obsessed. He visited the Everly home daily, searching for any more clues, photographs, toys, clothes. He found a tiny ballerina music box under a floorboard. He found Lily's schoolbooks, scribbled with poems and dreams. But what haunted him most was her final entry, "I hope someone finds me. Maybe the piano will tell them where I am." Lucas felt like Lily had waited for him, specifically him. And it wasn't just a case anymore. It was redemption. He began using Rex's instincts to reopen other cold cases. They helped find an elderly man who had wandered into the woods. Then, a runaway teen hiding near the train tracks. Word spread. Lucas and Rex weren't just a team. They were healers. But healing didn't mean forgetting. One night, after another emotionally draining case, Lucas sat alone in his small apartment, the journal in his lap. He asked himself, why did Lily have to die alone? Why do we fail the ones who need us most? Rex came over and laid his head on Lucas's lap. That's when Lucas started a new mission, one beyond police work. He launched a non-profit in Lily's name, Lily's Voice. It would be dedicated to reopening unsolved missing children cases, pairing K9 units with therapists and tech to look in forgotten places. It would train dogs not just for search, but for healing. The first major campaign brought national attention. News outlets shared the story of the abandoned piano, the K9 who uncovered the truth, and the broken officer who found purpose again. Donations flooded in. Families from across the country reached out with hope. Rex became a symbol. His image beside the restored piano appeared in magazines, murals, even children's books. He didn't understand fame. He didn't need to. All he wanted was to be near Lucas and near the people who needed saving. And Lucas? He changed. He smiled again. He began speaking at schools, telling kids the story of Lily, the piano, and the dog who found what no one else could. He didn't shy away from his failures anymore. He used them. He let them show others that pain isn't the end of the story, it's the beginning of the next chapter. If this story touched your heart, even for a moment, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to Pawsitive Tales. Your support helps us bring these real, emotional stories to life and keeps voices like Lily's from ever being forgotten. Special request, please comment "Never Forgotten" below if you believe every child, every animal, and every soul deserves to be heard and remembered. Let's fill the comments with love for Lily, for Rex, and for all the unseen heroes waiting to be found.